What's up, guys? How we doing today? It is Wednesday here. It's 8 o'clock in St. Augustine, Florida. It's about 80 degrees outside. And today I'm going to cover all of the relevant news stories that I've seen over the past 2 weeks, things that are relevant to you. If you are thinking about moving to our area, it's also relevant to you if you are a buyer or a seller that happen to live in St. Augustine, Jacksonville, or Palm Coast. You're going to find a lot of value out of these because I'm kind of doing a roundup of what's going on here in the area. So first thing I like to do for anyone that is joining us, wherever you're joining us from, if you go ahead and let me know below where you guys joining us from. I'd like to know, where you're tuning in from, where you're thinking about moving from. It's really important information. I'd love to know, and I'd love to be able to connect with you. So go ahead and leave that below where you're from. Let me know, and be cool to find out. In the meantime, while you leave that in the comments, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I'm going to look at the news stories that I've covered over this past couple weeks, and I'm going to share my screen here, okay? So give me 1 second. Boom here. All right, great. So it looks like we can see. That's not right there. That's not right. There we go. That's what we want. All right, so let's start here. Roads currently over capacity in St. Johns County near future development projects. Now, a lot of the development that's going on is getting a lot of pushback from locals because there's a ton of development going on. I mean, this place has grown a ton over these past couple of years, and traffic has gotten worse. Is it at a level that I think is bad enough comparatively to a whole bunch of other cities, especially Orlando, Miami, Tampa, New York, LA? Like, we're not even close to that level. But the people that live here are not used to any type of traffic at all, especially in a lot of these new developments. So the areas they're talking about are going to be the main point that they make is 210 in St. Johns County. And that is one of the main roads that run through the northern end of St. Johns County. So you can see here, Nocatee, I've covered that neighborhood. It runs right into Palm Valley, goes over past US 1 through 95, and all around this is new construction development. So they're just not used to it. It was a very rural area before. Everyone owned like an acre of land, if not 20 to 30 acres. And then now the developers have come in, and that you can see it's all moving south of Jacksonville, a lot of those jobs, and people decided, you know what, I want to be in St. Johns County. I want the good school districts, but I also still want to be close. So they're not really close to historic St. Augustine here. They're really far north. So the 210 is a major one, and then also Racetrack Road, which is just north of 210 here too. So that's the next exit up on 95. Both of those are having a lot of traffic issues because of all the new development in the area. So on top of the new development, you're also just going to have construction. You're going to have big trucks moving in and out of those neighborhoods all day long. So you're going to have construction, you're going to have the added traffic, and you're going to have people like myself bringing other people from parts of the country coming here and checking out neighborhoods. So other people are driving around. I'm sure if you live here, you're seeing the plates. Every time I go out, I'm seeing Jersey, New York. I saw Alaska plates today. That was kind of interesting. But Delaware, Pennsylvania, all on the roads. And once the season starts changing, the plates start changing down here too. So let's see. We got some comments. Let's go. Joe Black, my man. From Philly, I'd love to move to Florida. I'd love if you moved to Florida, Joe. Are Florida drivers bad? That is a good question. Florida drivers are aggressive. Now, if you've lived in Philadelphia or if you've lived in New Jersey or New York, you're not going to notice it. But the one difference here is that it's normally a huge pickup truck riding your ass. So if you're not in the far left lane going like 85 to 90 miles per hour, the speed limit's 70, you're not doing the correct speed in that lane. You need to be in the middle lane or the far right lane. So they do suck in New Jersey. Frickin' Jersey. All right. So let's hop right back into it here. I got to share my screen one more time. Boom. And this is another story happening here in St. Johns County. Homebuilder in St. Johns County says housing prices are out of reach for many. So he's saying he actually owns Mastercraft. His last name, Chris Shee. His son just graduated college, and he noticed that it's really expensive to live here. And for him to build a home at cost, where Mastercraft makes no money, is going to cost him $350,000. Now, Mastercraft typically puts in a little bit higher quality of materials in there, so I imagine you can get that number down a little bit. But he's not wrong. The main point he's making is that there's not enough affordable housing here in St. Johns County. And what he wants to do is he wants to enact a public housing authority similar to what Duval County has in order to regulate or possibly give grants or some type of money to developers or the government even doing it themselves so that they can start building some affordable housing here in that 200,000 range. So is that possible for some people? I'm not sure. So let's hop back here. Sorry, let's see. All right. And then let's hop in the next story here. Okay. So St. Johns County, Duval County, unemployment is declining, which is a good thing, right? So see here, unemployment rate in Jacksonville area, which includes Clay, Duval, Nassau, and St. Johns County, was 2.3% in April. The state unemployment rate was 3%. So versus the state, northeastern Florida is doing really, really well. And then St. Johns County itself, which is my main market here, unemployment rate is under 2%. So that is a pretty staggering statistic. And of course, with today's world, we had a whole bunch of people leave the workforce last year. A lot of people left the workforce because of COVID or for whatever reason. So a lot of those people left, but now jobs seem to be everywhere, and people are applying for them. So it seems that things are moving. Let's see here, Rebecca. My husband and I are in Tallahassee. We've been considering moving over to St. Augustine. Yeah, I mean, why not? Tallahassee is a beautiful place, though. I mean, Florida State, the campus there, I think housing prices might be a little bit more expensive on our end over here, though. But yeah, come on over. If you have any questions, reach out to me directly. But let's hop right back into it here. Go to the full screen layout. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So this is also going to contribute to our continuing decline in unemployment. Jacksonville is becoming a large port. It was before, but now you can see here advertised 47 feet deep. So that allows a different type of Chinese ship to come over called a Panamax. So that will bring more Chinese goods over to our port here. Now, the one really important thing about our port is that it has the 4 pillars of logistics infrastructure. Now, I'm just reading this off of here. That sounded really great, though. Road, rail, sea, and air. From Jacksonville, you can reach about 30% of the country within 8 hours. So to people shipping goods, that is a really important statistic. You can reach a lot of people just from the port of Jacksonville. By deepening that port, they've allowed more goods to come in. So that's going to add more jobs to the area. I think it says it's going to add about 15,000 jobs locally. But also you're going to have a lot more goods coming in. So the jobs are going to come, at the transloading facilities and the transportation, the warehousing, all that kind of stuff. So that's just going to continue to add to Jacksonville's profile, why people want to move here, why people want to live here. And also you'll see wages probably go up with that too. So next one here. This is a big deal as well. Jacksonville Airport moves ahead with new $300 million concourse. So if you've ever flown into Jacksonville, you know that Jacksonville is a really, really easy airport to get in and out of. There's only 3 terminals. So you literally, they say you got to get to the airport 2 hours. I've never gotten to Jacksonville 2 hours early. I get there I've gotten there a half hour before my flight and walked right in. I mean, it's very, very easy to get in. Sometimes the line might take you 15, 20 minutes, but for the most part, it's a really small airport and it's very convenient. So with the growth of our area, it makes sense that they got to expand on that. So they're adding a $300 million wing of the Jacksonville International Airport, which it just goes to show you where our area is going. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. So let's see some of these comments here, okay? Anthony is moving to St. Augustine, Dorado, and Entrada. Can't wait. House should be done next month. Anthony, what's up, man? I did a video on Entrada. You should have reached out to me directly. I could have helped you out, but congratulations. That's a great little neighborhood in there. I love the location. I did a whole video on it because just where it's at 207, you got so much building going in that area. I mean, Entrada is going to be like 1,000 homes there too. 15 minutes from the beach, 15 minutes from downtown St. Augustine. You're right there by 95, and then you're going to be 10 minutes from Flagler Hospital, and then you got the VA hospital right across there. They're building a Publix right across the entrance from Entrada. I'm not sure if you've been there recently, but Publix is great. They're going to have Baptist Medical South in the Pavilion, which will have a whole bunch of other shops right at 95 and 207, and then they're going to have Best Bet. That's about to open too at 95 and 207, so you can do a little gambling then too. All right, let's see here. It's a good question. Joe Black says, with all the new development, is that impacting the wildlife in the area? And yeah, it is. People are saying that they're having wildlife come into their backyards, and I mean that's either going to be snakes, frogs, foxes, things like that, and they're getting misplaced by all the new development. Now, I will say that a lot of the new development, and that's like the biggest gripe a lot of people point is like, hey, we're ruining this ecosystem. A lot of the land that's being bought up is silviculture. So if you're not familiar with that, it's land that they literally use just to tear down for lumber. So they grow the trees and they cut it down, and then they grow the trees and they cut it down. So that's already what kind of happening in a lot of the places that are being purchased. But yeah, that is, of course, that's happening. I do feel bad for the animals, yet people got to live somewhere, right? Okay. Oh, Anthony, come on. Oh, you admitted it. Oh, you watched my video and you moved on without me. I'm hurt, man. I heard the building. Let's go to your next one here. I heard the building, a Baptist hospital right off 95 and 207. Is that true? Yeah, so I just covered that. But 95 and 207, they're building a Baptist hospital. They've got the land cleared out there for it. The Best Bet's pretty much finished out there. They're also going to have like a gym and a couple shops over there too, apparently, from what they're saying. But I probably won't be finished for another year or so. I don't see that being completed anytime soon. But good for you. You're getting in a good area. And really, I think with that area, because you have the VA hospital, you have Baptist Health going in there. Baptist Health also putting another extension of itself at 95 and 16. So if you're on 95, it's the next exit north. They're building another one right there. Then I said the VA hospital. They have the rehab hospital that they just built. So they have 4 hospitals and Flagler Hospital all within 15, 20 minutes of that location. So who's that going to bring? It's going to bring higher net worth individuals that need to live somewhere, traveling nurses, things like that. So let's see here. Let's go on to this last one here. And this goes into development. I didn't share my screen. Whoops. Here we go. Go into development here. Silverleaf allowed more homes. And these are all the top 5 news stories of the area. So I was actually at the Planning and Zoning Board this past week. I wasn't here for this specific one. You can see that people are really upset over here at Silverleaf. I'm going to show you where that is on the map, and that'll give you an idea as well. It all ties into each other with the traffic situation and everything. So Silverleaf, that's Silverleaf Parkway. So it's already pretty much developed. I'll switch over to there we go. Maybe they have an updated one there. Boom, there you go. So this is all empty. Everything's empty here. So this is just stretches of highway without roads that lead to nowhere with no buildings or anything. And the land has already been developed. Okay. Like the sewers are in and everything. So Silverleaf is the main part of it is right over here. This is where the main part of Silverleaf started. And they're set to have 10,000 homes, and they're getting an additional 5,000. So that's what people are complaining about, though the area, for the most part, is already designated for that situation. But when you go up here to 210, this is where we were talking about earlier. This section, because of all the development, they have a lot of construction going on. They have traffic cones everywhere. So it makes it difficult to drive around. I'm always up here. I freaking love Culver's. Oh my gosh, these butter burgers here that they have, they're great. But a lot of this goes into one lane, and then you come over here by Beach Walk, They got this big 400-acre lagoon. And that's an interesting area because there's a light and it's kind of like construction zone. So you don't know, can you turn left? Is the light supposed to go? So as they're building, they're having some issues. But I think once they build it out, they'll be able to mitigate the traffic a little bit better. Sorry about that. My dog just had the zoomies. Okay, so let's see here. Anthony says, I can't make no doctor appointment for a primary doctor. No new patients. Is this common? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Anthony. Maybe with a certain doctor, probably has a backlog of patients, so you maybe just check somewhere else for a private practice. If you need probably if there's a certain thing that you need, I would go onto the local St. Augustine page and say hey, I need a doctor for X, X, and X, and then someone will point you in the right direction. So that might be your best bet. Okay, so let's see here. Do I got any other questions? Let's see. All right, looks like I'm all out of questions here, guys. Those are the main news stories that I covered here. Any questions about those? Anything about the area here in St. Augustine, Jacksonville, Palm Coast? I'm here for you. Any questions, just reach out.